It's official, as the Vancouver Canucks and general manager Patrik Allvin announced today that Kiefer Sherwood has been traded to the San Jose Sharks for multiple draft picks and a young defenseman as the Canucks continue to prioritize this draft and the future of the team. And we're going to break down everything you need to know on the player they got, the picks, and so much more, and what this means for the Canucks moving forward. Now, the big thing is we knew Kiefer's name was one of the biggest on the markets. We got reports even yesterday revealing the Canucks are actively looking to move the forward. And as of today, the breaking news that Kiefer Sherwood has been traded to the San Jose Sharks for 2 second-round picks and Clayton. Now, the Canucks were very hesitant on moving him without a first-round pick coming back. Apparently, they dropped their asking price, and as we can see, the Canucks come out with 2 second-round picks in 2026 and 2027 coming from the San Jose Sharks. Now with this, Kiefer Sherwood, a fan favorite within the Canucks community, someone that joined this group as a free agent and came in gunslinging, 19 goals last season, 17 in 44 games. This is the type of player that I wish the Canucks could have kept around for quite some time. I'm not going to touch on how much I love Kiefer Sherwood because everyone knows, but going into Patrik Allvin, he spoke. We would like to thank Kiefer for all his hard work and dedication in Vancouver. As an organization, we take a lot of pride in giving the opportunity to grow and excel as a player. Given where things currently stand and the direction of our rebuild, we felt it was necessary to make the move as we continue to build our pipeline. Now with Kiefer Sherwood, this is one of the moves that, yes, in hindsight, it sucks to see the team fail with Kiefer Sherwood, but the Canucks management signed Kiefer Sherwood for absolutely free as a free agent, coming in and flipping that asset for not only 1 pick, but 2 seconds and a young defenseman. This is the type of deal the Vancouver Canucks had to get out of the way. Now the big thing with Kiefer, $1.5 million, and at the very moment, the Canucks are not retaining on this salary, which does open up a whole full realm of opportunities, as we can see right now, with 1 retention spot used on Ilya Mikheyev. This gives the Canucks the opportunity to head into this year's trade deadline and retain on another player. Evander Kane is, of course, going to be the hottest name with the retention attached to him. But the big thing with the Canucks, if they retain on Evander Kane and still have that open spot, they can be that middleman in another trade, retain 25% or 50% on someone's salary to acquire a draft pick, or take on a bad contract and maybe flip another. It's going to be very interesting on how this management group continues to get their assets added into this group. We know, like Patrik Allvin said, like Jim Rutherford has made clear, they want to build the pipeline. They want to get draft. They want to go out and get these assets to make this rebuild a little better than what a lot of people are expecting. And at the end of the day, the return is very good for what the Canucks did with Kiefer Sherwood. Now, Clayton, a defenseman coming out of San Jose. We've seen an undrafted player with the Cleveland Monsters playing with the Barracuda this year, 25 years old. Not the best piece coming back in a trade, and it feels like more of a roster move. We know the San Jose Sharks had to clear up roster moves to bring in Kiefer Sherwood, but with Clayton, an interesting piece when you're looking at the reports on him. Clayton, 25, has appeared in 33 games with the San Jose Sharks, but when working your way down, prior to turning pro, Clayton spent 4 seasons with the WHL Medicine Hat Tigers, leading all WHL defensemen in goals and points in the 2021 season. Now with this, it's going to be nice where Abbotsford gets a more of a veteran defenseman added within their group. We know they've had their struggles and fair share of injuries, just like the Canucks. So with Clayton, and Patrik Allvin made it very clear this defenseman will be heading to Abbotsford, but still at 25 years old, maybe we see his debut. I mean, we've been waiting for Jet Woos, so probably not, but at the end of the day, you get a veteran piece to add into that group in Abbotsford as Manny Malhotra looks to turn it around and go back-to-back with Calder Cups. But the biggest return on this, of course, is the draft capital. Now, a lot of people looked and said the Canucks wanted that first-round pick, which is fair. Every team wants to acquire as much capital as possible. But looking at the 2 second-round picks, it puts the Canucks in the position to not only have 2 first-round picks this year, with the second-round pick of theirs technically being a first if they win the lottery, as Ottawa, once again, forfeited their first-round pick. But this gives the Canucks 4 picks in that top round and 7 total picks as they don't have a third or a seventh. But this puts us in a position as a Canucks fan. It felt like every year or every second year the Canucks were without their first round pick. Now going in with 2 of those and 2 second round picks, it's going to be awesome to see how this management group goes in and builds through this pipeline. There's so many great prospects within this draft. Of course, you have the top of the draft, Gavin McKenna, Ivor Stenberg, but even looking further in, there's going to be a couple of late guys that are going to go in the late first or second. This gives the Canucks the opportunity. Maybe that Minnesota pick falls at 20. You attach one of these seconds and trade up for Caleb Malhotra. It's going to be awesome to see how the Canucks use their asset management to use these picks. Do they draft 4 times in the first 2 rounds? Yes, they can. But I think trading up could be an awesome situation. And once again, moving Kiefer on, he is currently injured. We know he was out from a timeline for 1 to 3 weeks. It sucks that we didn't get that final game in Vancouver when they returned home with Kiefer Sherwood. But the big thing is, this opens up more of an opportunity for some guys to jump in the lineup. Of course, that second line I'm not the biggest fan of, but maybe if Drew O'Connor's moved, maybe you send someone down. I think there's one name in particular that's going to be real hot, and that's Jonathan Lekkerimäki if it wasn't covered up there. But Jonathan Lekkerimäki is a very interesting piece that's got to get the jump back up to the Canucks at some point. Looking at his stats in the AHL, 12 games played, 7 goals, 12 points. He dealt with a fair share of injuries, not only in the AHL, but in the NHL when we seen him hurt a shoulder in the Washington Capitals game, where it felt like every Canuck got hurt at that point. We've seen Hedl go down, Teddy Blueger, and Jonathan Lekkerimäki. But the big thing is, this is the Canucks finally using their asset management to go out and build for the future, something that this team has not committed to. Of course, the Quinn Hughes trade was inevitable. We knew that was coming, but now the Canucks move Quinn Hughes and Kiefer Sherwood in the run of a couple months. So at this point, it feels like no one is safe, though we know both of these guys had to be moved. But I do love, and listen, this management gets a lot of flack, which they should a lot of the time. But the fact that they've went out, got this asset management to get Zeev Boehm, Liam Ogren, Marco Rossi, a first round pick, 2 seconds, and of course a throw-in roster for 2 guys on this team, I finally feel like the direction is being proven that the Canucks are looking to rebuild. If they didn't move anyone, of course you get worried, but I think we get the clear picture. And with it being official, what is your guys' thoughts on this trade? Do you think the return was good? 2 second round picks coming back to the Canucks? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments. And speaking on comments, let's go straight into comments of the day. Kane for Kuzmenko would probably include a pick to the Kings. And listen, we just got 2 picks in this, but I do think Kuzmenko, and I've seen a lot of people, there's no speculation that that deal is going to happen, but I do like the thought of Kuzmenko rejoining this team. We know the magic he had with Pettersson. Maybe both guys just need each other. But what's your guys' thoughts on this? Go down and leave your comment down below, and you could be featured on Comment of the Day. While you're down there, leave a like, subscribe, share this with your friends. We'll be back in another episode to keep your eye for that. But I've been your host, Mark. Bye, and take care, Canucks fans.